Welcome to Real Nerds. I'm Ryan. I'm actually at a different part of where we usually sit. To my left is
James.
To my far left is
Brad.
Brad's back from Washington, D.C.
He's back. We didn't get a count, though. You didn't count.
I know, because he said we didn't need it.
Yeah, you obviously did the show just fine without me doing it.
Yeah,
So
well, it kind of feels like you're not.
my
even
boys
here.
have grown up.
And James, you want to introduce your lifelong friends?
Mick and RJ, who I've been friends with since, I don't know, fucking forever, are here. And they've listened a couple
They're
times.
twins, so you can't tell them apart on the podcast.
Yeah.
You guys are
also,
related?
they're across the room, so you probably won't be able to hear them.
And we also have Erin. She joined us on a mission that we chose to accept. Mission Impossible Ghost Bootico.
That is the name of the movie.
I was going to say Mission Impossible 4, but the actual
Yeah.
name is Mission: Impossible:
Actually, there's
Ghost
no colon
Protocol.
between the mission and the impossible on the posters and marketing materials,
Yeah.
which is not right.
And it's funny because when you do that kind of thing with a subtitle, it sort of implies that like this one is not as much of a sequel as past movies have been. Like maybe this is a reboot or whatever. But this one is actually the most a sequel of any of the movies.
Oh, yeah.
Like this
for
one
sure.
really is. Well, we're picking up right from 3, which is interesting.
Okay. So stay tuned for our review. Usually we do real news, but hey, guess what? Real mail.
Well, we got to get Joe. We got to get Joe to record a thing where he says
We
real
do.
mail.
Real mail. I can't even do it like Joe.
Yeah,
But
no.
Anyways, we got some real mail. We actually got a comment from somebody who listens to our podcast, pays close enough attention to know our friends who sit in on our podcast, and mentioned you by name.
Me?
Yeah, and Brad is the Debbie Downer, and he was saying, well, how do we know it's not one of our friends just, telling us whatever. What were you talking about, Brad, in the car? How do you know it's not a friend with what?
Oh, no, it's just based on the voice in my head that I get from reading the email. It kind of sounds like the speech pattern of your wife.
But and I told him she misspelled, or he or she misspelled Sierra.
But see, if I didn't want someone to know, if I wanted someone to think that I was just a average listener who doesn't know the people on the cast, I would misspell the name.
Brad, who do you think killed JFK? I'm just.
You did, James.
Ah!
I'm fingering you.
So Brad doesn't want to take any credit for how awesome our show is.
Fine,
Hey,
we
you
have
know
an
what?
audience. There
yeah,
you go.
I want to.
Audience.
I want to believe there's at least one poor stranger who's listening.
So you want to hear what they said? It
Yeah,
said
sure.
anonymous asked, because they didn't tell us who they were.
Tell us your name and I'll give you $1.
Yep, it's in the mail. I know Sierra.
with Brad.
Oh my god,
yeah,
I have to go to
yeah.
a movie with this person.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's right.
He
This
came
person
in
in the
wearing
email.
a yellow rain jacket and had an axe.
If you don't get Brad back to us, it's fun. Is
Last
it the
Action
Hitchhiker?
Hero.
Oh,
You remember we went to the movie with the
man,
raincoat?
I don't remember that.
I got
movie
it.
very
Well,
well.
thanks, Brad.
I remember
Thank
the
you.
guy with the glass eye.
Yeah, that's my obscure movie reference for the day. Anyways, Anonymous asked, I know Sierra complained to James a while back about you guys taking too long with real news. Capitalized. And so not only are they fans, they actually capitalized.
She got the branding in there.
They got the brand in there. It takes too long with real news and what you've been watching, comma. But that's my favorite part of the podcast. Just saying.
Oh,
So,
that's nice.
So we not only do they like what we talk about, they even gave us a little shout out saying that they have a favorite part of our podcast.
But
they
now my
probably
question.
only listened to one. What episode was it where we talked about how Sierra was bitching?
It was a while ago. I want to say
It was.
7 or 8 episodes ago.
Yeah, 7 or 8 episodes.
Oh,
so
at
someone's
least.
actually listening to
The old
our
ones.
podcast. So
Yeah.
thank you, Anonymous.
Or-
If you send us your name, we will mention you on the next podcast.
Yeah.
And if you're in Denver, you can go see a movie with Brad.
Absolutely, you
No
can.
matter how creepy you are.
two things though.
Shame. My suggestion.
Oh yeah, let's make Brad
Did
go
it
see
come out this
Shame.
week? Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
Now I just wonder. Okay, so what's wrong with the actual review part of the show?
Oh my
You
God,
overanalyze stuff.
Brad.
I've said this to him before.
Oh.
And from now on, listeners, if you're submitting emails through the Tumblr page and you're not, if you sign up as anonymous again, just in the actual question part that you're giving us, just put your name down, so you don't have to sign up. That way, we can actually refer to your name
I
on
see
the
what you're
show.
saying.
Yeah,
I thought you
Give
were about
credit.
to critique the way that they sent us an email.
Now let's talk about your grammar.
Yeah. Please don't use commas
For that,
way.
James will take over.
I would never.
Did you know T-bowing is now was put in some sort of dictionary online because it's been used so much lately.
Sounds
Crazy.
like
Well,
all
any
words
word,
aren't because they're
any
all made
word
up.
can get into the dictionary now. Fucking Webster's has muggle.
I know. I'm
in
just
it.
saying that.
You know?
T-bowing
Muggle
is.
a very old word. It means, pot. Muggle means is 20s jazz slang for pot.
But this
Since
isn't
when?
real language nerds. This is
I didn't know that.
1920s.
real nerds.
No, no. Well, I didn't mean
movies.
it. Anyway, I'll look it up
Anyways,
later.
hey, guess what time it is? Real news.
It's real news. Cool.
So,
Am I the only one?
no, I have something.
Go ahead.
I'll start because it's my show. They launched the Amazing Spider-Man website, and I was curious, so I went and looked at it, and they have
Did it say how it ends?
no, but I have a kind of an idea, surprisingly.
Yeah.
But what they do is, if you go to it, you can click on it, and it tells you the story of the movie, and it also has 5 character bios, so it's kind of cool.
What are the 5 characters?
It's Peter Parker, obviously. What are you closer or farther away? I don't know what you're
You
saying.
can't walk at two gum at the same time. Move your microphone closer.
Closer?
Yeah.
Well, you did this. When you're listening at home, Brad was like sucking the
else?
cock and telling me to. I don't know what he was telling me to do.
Okay, move back a little bit now.
Buh. I thought we
That's
did.
good.
I thought we
Good.
did a
You did.
test.
Yeah, well,
What
it changed.
the fuck is your job here, pal?
Sound engineer, and I'm trying to tell you what to do without interrupting the podcast, which we just failed at.
Well, yeah, because you put like the mic as a cock towards your mouth. I had no idea what you're saying to me.
We're switching to desktop mics from now on.
Never. Anyway, so on the Amazing Spider-Man website, the story is actually the story is pretty self-explanatory, but there's a couple key words that I zeroed in being a Spider-Man fan. One, it says, is the first in a film series.
Mm-hmm.
So we already knew that there's going to be a second one.
Yeah, because what's his name? John Vonnehan. Vandervoort.
James
Vanderbeek. Yeah. Whatever his name was.
Whatever his
wrote
name
many
is,
scripts.
is writing another script.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then the second thing I kind of caught on was it said about Peter Parker's dad died mysteriously 13 years ago, and he's been living with that, which is actually a direct kind of relation to the Ultimate Spider-Man comic, where
Right.
in Ultimate Spider-Man, Spider-Man's father and Eddie Brock's father were working on a cure for cancer, and they developed the Venom suit, which would basically make you stronger. It had obviously backfired, and
Because it's evil.
because it's evil. It's black, and
Right.
because black is evil.
Well,
Dude.
wait, hey. Dude, yeah.
No, black is the color of evil. I'm not saying
Well, I'm just saying you gotta be careful.
why.
Because yellow is the color of cowardice.
Yeah, and white is pure. Anyways,
Oh my god.
one fan, no more. I'm just kidding out there. Anyways, so they had kind of interesting plot points, and another one I kind of picked up on is the Gwen Stacy bio. Is she's an intern at Oscorp. Hopefully, the Green Goblin shows up in the next one. But it also says that the thing that turned Dr. Connors into the Lizard also turned Peter Parker into something that she can't explain. So I'm guessing that they're using that she knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man, which I also kind of guessed from one of the official photos they released, where Andrew Garfield's all beat up and she's like cleaning him up.
Yeah, she is.
So yeah, kind of
Sorry.
interesting things. I'm hoping a new trailer happens soon.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And-
Especially if it didn't have the weird first-person CG stuff, which
Yeah.
isn't in the movie anyway. Or if it is, it's like in the credits or something like that.
So, and they call it the Untold Story. So my guess is it's just a different version of Spider-Man, which is okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. And
I mean, it's the problem is still the fact that they're retelling the origin story, which I feel like is still kind of a mistake. It's going to be how they treat it. If they spend a lot of time on it, the way that the first movie does, that might screw things up.
I think so too.
But as long as it's good, I have a feeling like if it doesn't perform as well the first week because people think, oh man, they're rebooting Spider-Man after 6 years or 9 years. If it's good enough that word of mouth is good, then it doesn't matter, because the movie will still do well and they'll still make a sequel.
It's actually 10 years.
Is it
Spider-Man
really?
came out in 2002.
Oh
crazy?
yeah, oh right, because the movie doesn't come out till next. Yeah, I did the math too, but I wasn't thinking it comes out next year. Anyway, that doesn't matter. That's cool.
Yeah, so that was my big news story.
Yeah.
Being a big Spider-Man fan, I kind of pick up on the little intricate
Did you see that
bit?
video clip of the Green Goblin makeup
Yeah,
test?
It did.
Yeah.
It looks more like classic Green Goblin.
Yeah, and it was cool. I kind of wish that that's the way they'd gone. You know, I'm not a huge fan of the the Power Ranger
Rangers,
suit
yeah.
from the first movie, and the makeup looks kind of cool. And it's a test, so it doesn't look realistic or anything like that. But if that's the way they'd gone, it would have been neat. But
You know, I will say too, if you watch Spider-Man on Blu-ray, the mask is way better, the outfit, because on Blu-ray you can see shades of purple in it all over, and you can actually see Willem Dafoe talking
Yeah.
because it's clearer, so
Yeah.
you can see his mouth and his eyes moving in the mask. So it looks better on Blu-ray.
it does. Sorry. Yeah, that was my cue.
Wrong
to start
time
doing
to do
news,
that.
Yeah.
but I was thirsty. That movie gave me a headache. You don't have anything, Brad?
Oh,
Yeah. I don't
this
think
just
so.
in through via digital bits. CBS announced that all the Star Trek Next Generation episodes are going to Blu-ray. So
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
That means that
it's official.
they probably got enough pre-orders on that.
So you're not
Sampler
getting a
pack.
taste; you're
Yeah.
getting the full meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is too bad since last week I ordered that taste. It was
Oh.
$15 on Amazon, and I thought, well, that'll be. I was hoping it would get here. I didn't know what date it came out, and I just saw it on Amazon. And I thought, oh, that'd be cool for Christmas, just to buy for the whole family. And then it's not actually out till the end of January, but still,
Well, thanks
Oh,
for
that's
making my dreams come true.
yeah, you're welcome. You know, I'll have to steal all of your Blu-rays when you spend $1,000 on that whole series.
It's okay. I'll wait 6 or 7 years like the DVDs and pick them up for $20 each.
Yeah. Do you actually own all the DVDs?
I did buy them when they were closer to 60.
Oh, see, I didn't have to because they're all on Netflix. So
And
with
look terrible.
What if Netflix goes down one
They
day?
don't know. They don't actually look terrible. They look like you're watching them reruns on Spike TV.
Really? Because I think stuff on Netflix looks god awful.
Then you've got shitty internet because
Yeah.
you've got Comcast.
Even then,
Yeah.
I don't like streaming stuff.
I've been watching plenty of stuff on there. I think it looks really good.
Anyways,
Yeah. So a strange week so far.
is Quickster coming back?
No, Quickster is not coming back. Though, man, that was fun. That was fun.
That was a good
Ooh.
run for about a month.
It was. Those were good jokes. No. Okay, we got a Men in Black trailer this week.
Oh, oh my god, that was terrible.
Wait, no.
Whoa. All right.
Did you like it?
I was intrigued.
Yeah, like
Really?
it kind of feels like.
The only
yeah,
thing is, like, as I'm watching
no.
it, I just can't help but remember Men in Black 2.
I know, yeah. Just the fact that Tommy Lee Jones is involved, I was like, oh no, it's gonna be like Men in Black 2, and I was really worried.
I don't
but
mind
there's
him
some
being
stuff I
involved.
like.
It's just how they involved him in Men in Black 2.
No, I know, but that's the thing. Like,
I don't
2 left
remember.
such a bad taste.
Oh,
in my
yeah, I
mouth.
do. Movie's over. Fight the sheep.
No.
Oh no,
return,
this movie's way
over.
better. Like when he's
he goes
traveling
back in
through
time.
time and he jumps off a building. Just jump, dude. That trailer
Okay,
looks terrible.
Yeah, that line
movie.
was lame. No, that line was lame. Hey, and it's only like a little teaser because obviously the real story is going to be him and Josh Brolin, like in the past, fighting aliens in the past. That will be a cool move. That sounds cool.
No, it doesn't.
Fine. Do you like the first one?
I like the first one.
Okay.
The second one was terrible.
As long as we're on par here. Speaking of trailers, we also all got to see the G.I. Joe 2 trailer,
Dude,
which
The Rock was badass.
Ryan loves.
I do.
Brad?
Actually, I hadn't watched it prior to tonight,
Yeah.
so I was actually. I don't know if I think it's great, but I think it's definitely a step up from the G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
And hold on. Did either of you
Rise of Cobra.
see G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra?
I did.
Ryan?
No.
Okay. Well,
You know why I
fuck
didn't
you,
see?
Brad.
You know why I didn't see it?
That's
though?
G.I.
rude.
Joe Rise of Cobra is awesome.
You know why I didn't see
And-
G.I. Joe Rise of the Cobra?
Why?
Because The Rock's not in it.
Okay, hold on. G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra is like Stephen Sommers sat down and went, okay, this is supposed to be a movie based on cartoons that are based on action figure toys. And that movie to me feels like what I was imagining when I was like throwing my G.I. Joes at each other and pretending that like my silly putty was attacking a G.I. Joe and stuff like that. Like that
Yikes.
movie is
James the
ridiculous. that movie is a level of ridiculous that I enjoy. You know, it's got underwater sea bases and shit like that. That is just sort of cartoon pulp. And yes, it's certainly not mainstream. Or
Every time I go
even
past it on
necessarily good.
Netflix Instant Queue, I'm like, oh, James said I should watch this. No, I'm not going to.
No, I know. I don't disagree that the trailer for 2 looks really good and is probably a better movie.
Except
but
Channing
I'm
Tatum's in
sad. Yeah, well, because he's Duke, he has to be in it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'm sad that there aren't acceleration suits. I'm sad that there's no underwater sea bases. I'm sad there's not a chance
But what
for
about
like
the ninjas
Glad
on
for
the
about
like
the
a
opposite
mountain.
of all that.
I'm sad that there's not a mountain shaped like a skull. Yes, there's a scene where ninjas fight on the side of a mountain, but I don't know, that didn't work for me. But still, I'm gonna miss the ridiculous shit. Anyway, we also got a trailer for Judd Apatow's making another TV show. And have either of you watched Freaks and Geeks?
I saw some episodes.
Yeah.
Well, then you still haven't seen one of the greatest TV shows ever made. But he's producing a show called Girls. That the trailer's out there. People should go check it out because hopefully it's going to be really good and hopefully not get canceled after its first season. Did you read the thing about Louis C.K. making a movie?
I did.
Because this is kind of interesting. He filmed sort of his stand-up, which he writes a new hour of stand-up every year, so it's probably this year's stand-up, which will also, some of those jokes will probably be in next year's season of Louis. But I'm not confirming anything there. I don't actually know anything. And he's selling it on the internet for $5, completely without DRM. So basically, one person could just pay for it and then give it for free to everyone on the internet. But he wrote a little letter about like, hey, you shouldn't do that because if you do that, you're a dick. And then he's going to use that money to make his own little movie, which he broke even on in the first 3 days. Like, just doing that, just saying like, hey, I want to make a movie, give me $5. Basically, he got enough money to make his movie,
Nice.
which is awesome. What that means for the future of independent film, hopefully, is something very good. Now, you have to be Louis C.K. to do it, but at the same time, Louis C.K. is not the kind of guy, especially in Hollywood, who commands enough power to get... He hardly had enough to get a TV show made, as brilliant as that show is. So for him to make a movie is pretty huge. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully it'll be good. I don't know when it's going to actually happen. And then 2 lists came out this week. One of them was the Blacklist, which we don't really have anything to talk about there. The Blacklist is the list of unproduced screenplays that comes out every year. The only thing that I noticed on there was Django Unchained was on there, which is the new Quentin Tarantino movie, which of course will get made. And the other thing was the Golden Globes. Did you guys see the list for the Golden Globes?
Nope.
Yeah.
There's nothing special on there except for one thing that really just I cannot stand, which is that in the best television drama series, American Horror Story is on there, which I've talked about here before. It's not great. Certainly not better than Breaking Bad, which is not nominated at all for anything. The greatest written drama that's on TV right now.
Awards not recognizing things we like? How strange.
Well, yeah. Well, and especially, it's the Golden Globes, which are like...
And the foreign journalists.
Yeah, like, what do they actually know? But, man, Brad, you know. This is the year that you got into Breaking Bad. You know.
Yeah, although I didn't watch this year's season yet.
No, but it's better than the last ones.
But, yeah, most things that I like that don't get awards, like, just think of how many movies on your shelf are awesome that don't have any kind of statue attached to.
But there's one thing when a movie like Scott Pilgrim that I love doesn't get nominated for an Oscar, because I know, like, it's not mainstream, it's not artsy, it's, there's a lot of things that knock it out of that category. When a movie that I really think is Oscar worthy or is Oscar bait doesn't get in, that's when it, like Breaking Bad should be on that list, It
should, but, like, if you're creatively driven, it's not so much... Like, you don't really need awards. You need people just to enjoy your art.
I don't disagree, but
So.
I don't know.
But
Sometimes
part of it
I
is,
think actors need the accolades. Like,
Yeah,
I did
I think-
this.
Well, yeah,
I
it's
think
part of your
with actors it's different.
profession because it gets you more work, but,
Well, but no,
at
but
a
I-
higher pay grade.
I don't
but-
think so, because, I think they're fragile egos, and they just say, I need someone to tell me I did a good job.
And Breaking Bad isn't a show that's never won awards, but when it's still easily one of the best 5 written shows every, for the past however many years, for it to not get nominated at all, and to have something shitty get nominated over it.
I don't know. A lot of people like that American Horror Story.
Your wife is wrong, Ryan.
My wife has not seen that. I'm not talking about my wife.
She has been watching American Horror
Has
Story.
she? I don't even know.
What else don't you know, Ryan?
What else don't you know?
Where she goes on Tuesday nights.
She goes to watch American Horror Story, which is weird because it's on Wednesdays. I don't know why I still remember that because it's not. It's not awful, but it doesn't measure up at all. Anyway, that's the biggest, most frustrating thing about it.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
stopped watching the Academy Awards after Catherine Bigelow won that Oscar. I was like, not this way.
Oh no, yeah,
Not this way, man.
I don't disagree. I mean, they're all kind of shitty. I like to see the people that I think that I agree with win. And even when it's somebody like Martin Scorsese, who, you know, The Departed is good and all or whatever, but it was not the best movie that year, I don't
The
think.
Departed won for editing. The editing in The Departed is a piece of shit. I do
Well,
not
it's because
understand.
Aaron, that's because it's a Martin Scorsese movie and he doesn't edit very well.
No.
I mean, we talked about this a couple weeks ago with Hugo.
Actually, I want to say that's one of my favorite titles you ever put for our podcast. Hugo Girl.
Thank you.
That made
Thank
me
you.
laugh the other day.
Oh man.
Or a
Anyway,
couple weeks ago.
it's dumb. But it won't make me anywhere near as mad as when the Oscar award list comes out, and then I'll be mad. It'll be the worst. Or actually, even worse will be when the Emmys come out and Community's still not on it.
Yep.
Anyway, that's the news.
Hey, what have we been watching this week, guys? I watched a lot.
I watched a lot.
I've been gone for 2 weeks, so I have
Yeah.
a lot to talk about.
Oh no, you have a lot to. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've watched a lot. And
Why don't you go first?
You got half yours done last week, so should I go first? Well,
Are you not ready? Ryan can go
I'm
first.
just worried I'm going to take up a whole lot of time.
You are, yeah. That's
Brad, who really cares? You
Yeah,
know what?
that's true.
We got a compliment about this is our favorite part of the podcast.
clearly we're doing a good job.
Yeah.
This is the best podcast ever.
the news part, not the watching part.
We're gonna get awards.
And that's over. Well, Ryan lent me Community. I finally wanted to get into it because I watched that newly aired episode about the foosball.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I gotta start watching the show because
I
all my
finally-
friends like it.
I watched the
That's
Glee
the
one.
Oh man, that
Unbelievable. Anyway,
Allison
sorry, Brad.
Bree's song in
Yeah.
that episode. Guys, have you seen it?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I've watched it 4 times now in the past week, just because it's the best thing ever. Anyway, Community.
Yeah. So that foosball episode was spectacular,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
not the
really
best.
as a
episode
fan of
this
space,
season.
huh?
Not the best episode this season, not by a long shot.
Of season 1.
Of season 3. I'm just saying to put that in perspective.
Okay.
Uh,
Cool. Well, that's a good sign because I wasn't like totally in love with the show for season 1. Like when I watched The Office for this first time, I was hooked and had to watch all the episodes I could at once. Community, I was kind of like, okay, that was cute, and then I moved on to the next thing, and then I kind of would listen half in the background, kind of for some other episodes. But there's potential, so I think I might like season 2. Or
Yeah.
I think they embrace their nerdiness more in
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely
seasons,
they do.
so I'm looking forward to
Um,
that.
Yeah, it sort of builds on itself in a way that's different from, like, I would never tell somebody to watch an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia from this season if they'd never seen it. I would tell them you got to go back to the beginning when it's more sedated and, you know, when things aren't as crazy ridiculous. And Community does that a little bit, but it's still, that show is great. And, you know, I would say you should maybe hold on to that disc and watch through some of them again, especially the
Yeah.
ones that you really like, because that show is worth second view. Like, episodes of that show unlock a little bit each time you watch it again. It's because there are things going on in the background that you will
Bed
never
Delivering a
notice.
Baby.
Dude, Beetlejuice. Did you see the thing about Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Actually,
the fact that they even do things like that and think about things like that.
I will. One of my favorite throwaway lines in Community from this year is in the foosball episode where Shirley says, "Jeff, you don't have to care what foreigners think about you. That's your right as an American." Great line.
Oh,
but
really racist
I have
this week.
to put a little cap on that. I was telling Brad about this earlier. But the Glee episode where they're in the study room and the dude's just on the piano, and all of a sudden there's these guitars and everything, and Jeff says, "Dude, where's all the other music coming from?" or something along the lines of that. Laura came home last night, a couple nights ago, and turned on the new episode of Glee, and she told me I can't say anything because I just make fun of it. And so I'm not even joking. First thing is this lady starts singing, and then they show a dude on the piano playing, and then it's like this huge rock song for All Come Home for Christmas. I'm like, what? I said, where's the rest of the the band? And Laura sent me to the bedroom.
That's the thing. Community isn't wrong.
No, it's
Everything
not.
they make fun of about Glee
What's
is
regionals?
absolutely real. That's what's crazy about it, is that they point out this stuff and you're going, how does anyone watch this show?
Yeah.
And that episode of Community is a better musical than any of those episodes of Glee, mostly because it's actually a musical.
Yeah.
Because the songs in Glee have nothing to do with what's going on with the characters that week.
No.
It's just like some fucking music in the middle.
Yeah.
Whereas the songs in Community were clearly written, though not always well written, for that episode.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait till you get there, Brad. It's unbelievable.
The next one you might be interested in hearing. I saw the Muppets while I was in Washington D.C.
Nice.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, and
Because you didn't get to see that with us.
that's right.
Yeah.
And
Did you like it?
I thought it was delightful.
Do you?
And like I said on the podcast, it would
That's
work.
going to be on the Bluray. It was
That's
delightful,
real nerds.
Brad Haig, real nerds.
Highly praised internet podcast.
I'm sorry, like I kind of can't imagine you being delighted by something. Like,
Whoa, whoa.
you just have such a sad face.
We went and had brunch. It was wait for it,
Lightful.
delightful.
That's
Anyway.
why you go to sleep show. Go to sleep. Put that on.
Yes, that's exactly how you should watch through How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
But anyway, as I was saying on the podcast that week, I thought they should embrace their nostalgia, and that's exactly what that movie was.
Oh yeah.
And you'll be excited to hear that when we went, this is like 3 weeks after it came out, the theater we were in, packed with adults.
No way.
Yeah.
Nice.
Was
It's
this
7
in-
o'clock.
Was this in Washington D.C.?
Yeah.
Were people in the theater very loud?
They were cheering at some of the stuff.
Sorry, Brian should have been the one to say that.
Yeah, whoa. Call me a racist.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Oh, I just got it. Yeah.
Get
I
there,
did
get
feel
there,
like-
Brad. You got it.
There goes that listener.
Wow. And then, yeah, so I liked it.
Good.
I thought you were going to ask me something about it, but all right.
No.
What do you want us to ask you about it? Is it easy being green?
There's something, I forgot what it is. I'll just move on.
Did you tell that Brett McKenzie was doing music?
Which was Brett
Oh,
McKenzie?
no.
Why do you know the names of all the people no one cares about in a movie?
Whoa.
Everybody outside of the
Oh
Hogwarts.
god. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Outside of
That's
the
right.
Hogwarts.
That's
What are you
right.
talking about?
Nah.
Aaron just scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, I know. I'm really
She
glad. I'm
pounced.
really glad you're sitting on the right
she
today.
pounced like a piranha plant out of a tube in Mario.
She pounced like
She's like
she pounced like a diseased cat that's forced to wear a shirt. What else did you see, Brad?
I watched Love Actually also while I was in
Had you never
DC.
seen it?
I had never seen it.
No way. Did
Well,
you like it?
it's a romantic comedy, so why would I just see that on my own?
Oh, it's beyond. It's not just a romantic comedy.
I thought it was okay, but I couldn't connect with it because like I've never been
Oh,
like
wow.
in a situation like that with
Oh,
anybody.
okay.
So I was just like, okay, well, there it is, people. Although some are really far fetched. Huh? What?
I
What's
can't
going on?
imagine why I think you seem sad.
I don't know why Aaron's picking on you today. A couple
rude.
weeks ago, she was picking on me for some unknown reason. Just to be
Oh,
mean.
Yeah,
But-
I'm mean.
Hey, she got yelled at by a hooker today.
Well, a
He
couple
told
weeks ago.
she got in her face and said, "Go Tebow," really loud.
Wow.
I know.
I don't know if
It's
she
a hard day.
thought I was Tim Tebow or if
She probably thought you were
Yeah.
Tim Tebow. I'm sure she
That's
did.
awesome. I wish I was.
What else did you see, Brad?
Brad gets mad when we go off topic.
Just because it's so hard for me to
He just gets
collect my
flustered.
thoughts and then you derail them.
But
But anyway, I thought for a romantic comedy,
have to,
you're
Brad.
interrupting right now. Stop
The
it.
computer is collecting your thoughts. That's what it's doing. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's recording the thoughts that I collected.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, as far as romantic comedies go, they're not my favorite. I thought it was pretty good.
Good.
So, but
Unfortunately,
Russell was disappointed that I didn't love it like he did. I didn't love it actually.
wait. You didn't start with me and another dude watched Love Actually together.
Yeah, I was trying to skip over that, but me, another dude, and his girlfriend.
Oh man. Oh, now it's awkward.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was good.
Okay, moving
that was
along.
the perfect way to tell
Um,
that story.
A couple weeks ago, I caught Boss, Kelsey Grammer's new show. about
Yeah.
politics,
I still haven't
and
watched it.
politics go over my head, so can't really go into that.
Did you not enjoy
It was
it?
interesting when he was getting pissed off at people and there's like shady things, but then there's like the obligatory HBO style sex scene inserted. Like, hey, we gotta throw this in here to
That's why
look like
Spartacus
HBO.
is awesome.
So I was kind of like, okay, well, back to the plot, please. Yeah.
Mick, you've been watching Boss. Do you still like it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty sad.
It's pretty sure you're the only
sad.
color on the show is
See,
gray.
if you want to watch a show with tons of violence and sex, just watch Spartacus. Some dude get decapitated and like, whore, go sleep with this gladiator.
I watch Spartacus for the politics.
Fucking A, dude. I love you even more now.
Oh man! All right.
Okay, and then I watched Kick-Ass last night, and I hadn't seen that since the theater, so
Oh, okay.
Movie's awesome.
yeah,
pretty good?
it was totally fun. And Mystery Team,
Awesome.
delightful.
Donald Glover.
Better than delightful.
Did you fuck this bread? Oh, you fucked this
man.
bread. Great line. Plenty more.
Oh shit! That movie was great.
Ryan, what'd you watch?
I watched a lot. I got around to seeing Faster finally.
Oh, that's right.
Being a huge rock fan, I
You
don't
did
know
that
why.
awfully slow, Ryan.
I know. It took me a long time to watch Faster. And it's literally a movie where he just goes in and kicks everybody's ass.
Like Walking
So
Tall?
it's
Like,
that's
walking
what I was gonna say.
Except in this one, he uses a gun instead of
Instead of a 2x4,
he gets, like, the
This is
whole...
way easier with
so
a
it's
gun.
like Walking Tall, but less.
He doesn't have a
creative.
character name. His name in it is Driver.
Oh, I was hoping it
Wait,
was
that's
faster.
the second movie this year where the main character's name is Driver.
Faster.
So the first 5 minutes is him getting all, like, pumped to get out of prison. And he gets...
Rocky style montage.
No, because there's no music, and he's, like, just all pissed off and getting...
It's just like 15. It's 15 minutes.
I said
of
5
The
minutes.
Rock.
Not even less.
5 minutes, that's not fast at all.
But,
Oh god, that's
so anyways, they release him from prison, and he runs fast to this guy who sets him up with these names, and you find out what it's about. But he literally walks into a telemarketer's place, sees a guy, and shoots him in the head and leaves. And then he finds other people, shoots them, leaves.
I
and then,
feel the same way about telemarketers.
yeah. And then about 50 minutes in the movie, you find out why he's killing everybody. It's pretty awesome.
15 or 50?
50.
Oh man. I really wish that the first 15 minutes were like a real time watching The Rock work out. So it's like a 15-minute workout video with The Rock followed by him killing everyone.
But it's a really cool movie too, because even the Billy Bob Thornton's character, his name's Cop. Like, they don't have. But
It's really cool because no one has
Henchman,
names.
cop.
no, it really. And one guy's killer, who's a contract killer, and they'll show when they show The Rock, leaving jail or his thing, the camera like pans him to the left, and then in words it says driver, and then when it's Billy
Oh,
Bob Thornton, it
dude.
says cop, and it's just
shit.
it's a really. I think it's one of the best action movies I've seen in a long time. It's really cool. If you like action movies,
Yeah.
I mean, it's no the plot is flimsy at best, but it's literally The Rock kicking ass, and Mr. Echo from Lost is in it.
I'll probably end up seeing it.
You should. I also watched The Prestige for the first time since I saw it in theaters.
What?
Way. What?
Yeah.
How have you gone so long?
I don't know, and I was at Best Buy buying Fright Night, and The Prestige on Blu-ray was $7.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, I'll get it.
Yeah, it was one of those early Blu-ray conversions that
It
they were
was.
sort of pushing to try and get people to buy.
It was,
so
and
you can get it cheap.
there was some times where there was like hazing on the screen, which kind of
Oh,
sucked.
shoot.
But it still looked really good because, and the movie's spectacular.
Oh.
I'm a big Hugh Jackman fan. I always like him in movies, and
Yeah.
it was fun.
If you were doing a 2006 wrap-up podcast, that would be my number one.
That's a great movie.
I remember what happened in 2006, but probably nothing good.
Departed, Prestige.
Departed with 2006?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
I graduated from high school. Is that a movie? No.
That can't be.
Just talking.
Because I saw that in college, and I graduated from high school. All right.
It probably won the Oscar in 2007, so
Yeah,
The Prestige, but you said The Departed. I don't think Departed was 2006.
I think it is.
Wow. Okay.
I also watched Fright Night, which I fucking love that movie.
the remake.
No, no.
The remake.
It was fantastic.
And
Did you see that with us?
No.
and I even
You should
picked
see
up
that.
on some jokes that I didn't catch the first time.
Yeah.
And Colin Farrell's amazing in that movie.
He is. Man.
Some cool scenes.
I would
And-
probably buy that movie, and that'll be like the first sort of real horror movie that I even own.
It's great. and the special effects look better on Blu-ray
Really?
than they did in the theater. I mean, and I found out too when he's walking when he gets ran over by the car and he
Yeah.
has that vampire face. That's all practical,
Yeah.
except for the mouth.
Huh.
Yeah, I was watching
Well,
the
did-
shitty behind the scenes they had for the deep Blu-ray.
Did
but-
you see that video that just came out, I think today or yesterday, that was about the practical effects in The Thing?
No, I read a little thing about it.
Because
Though.
it's actually really interesting. A lot more of that movie was practical than I thought. It's sort of like they did a lot of stuff in practical and then put a little layer of CG on top, which kind of takes away the purpose of the practical.
Yeah.
But
That's what they
a
did
lot
in
of
Fright
the
Night,
a lot
too.
of the motion is actually practical effects.
That's what they did in
which is
Friday
really
Night.
cool.
Like Greg Nicotero and Howard Berger even did the special effects in Friday Night. I didn't know that.
Even the monster at the end of The Thing there was a practical version of that monster,
That's
like
awesome.
the two-faced one. Oh.
So I saw that, and then I also got Family Guy, which is
Not very
really awesome on
Oh.
DVD
I thought you were gonna say it
because
was
they
garbage.
each episode's about another 2 minutes long because they have way more jokes in it and cussing, and it's funny.
Yeah.
That's what I watched this week.
Cool. I watched a bunch of shit. I watched 3 documentaries to start off with. There wasn't really a documentary from this year that I'm crazy about, but there were a couple that I wanted to check out before the end of the year. The first one was The Greatest Movie Ever Sold, which was the new Morgan Spurlock movie about
Palm
ads and-
Wonderful's.
Say again?
Palm Wonderful's the greatest movie ever
Yes,
sold.
that's right. Palm Wonderful is the greatest movie ever sold with Morgan Spurlock, which actually, I'm not even sure that it actually is Palm Wonderful, because at one point he says that in the contract for Palm Wonderful, it says that he has to make $10 million opening weekend, which he did not. That movie made like $600 million total. I don't even know.
600 million?
Wow.
No, sorry,
Wow.
600,000.
Titanic, I
Beat
think.
Titanic.
Yeah, 600,000.
That is the greatest movie ever sold.
No, yeah, that would be good. And it's okay. Like, you know, his ideas for that movie are a little bit grander than the actual I don't feel like I actually learned anything from it. But if you want to check it out, it's probably worth your time. The other thing, the next documentary was American, the Bill Hicks story, which is a documentary about Bill
It's good.
Hicks. You've seen it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd seen some of Bill Hicks' comedy, and I knew enough about him to know like why he is maybe the most important comedian of the last 30 years or so. But I didn't really know his story very well, and so it was interesting, but it never really hit me emotionally. Like when it was over, I wasn't like, oh man, if we just had Bill Hicks around. Like,
Yeah, me
it
too.
was
I
sort
thought
of
it
like
was-
I just knew the story better and understood like, oh,
Yeah, I thought
okay,
it was
and that's
interesting.
why.
Not like, oh man, I got to go buy all the CDs. It was,
Yeah.
I saw a documentary. It's good enough for me.
And then the last documentary I saw was Troll Hunter, which is about
It's not a
in,
documentary.
in Norway these people are filming and they're trying to catch this guy who kills bears or he's bear poaching because they don't give out a lot of bear licenses, and they're trying to get an interview with this guy who's poaching bears, and finally they get an interview with him and they figure out like, oh, he's not poaching bears, he works for the government and he kills the trolls that are in that part of the country. And then they go and they kill trolls the rest of the movie, and it's pretty cool. And it's on Netflix. You should check it out. It's all in Norwegian, or I think it's in Norwegian. It's in some weird language. They say they don't speak English.
Are there English subtitles?
Oh yeah. there's
Sweet.
English
All right.
subtitles. But the truth is,
I'll know
you
what's
don't
going
even need
on.
to read them. Like
Well,
you
that's
just
the
look up.
mark of a good visual storyteller.
They're-
You
they're
can figure out the
remaking
movie
it.
without.
Oh yeah, you
They're
look
remaking
up.
it for American audiences.
Are they really?
Yeah,
Oh dude, it would actually be really cool if they did.
I think it's Zemeckis is producing
David
it.
There's
Fincher's
some-
Troll Hunter.
there's some fun stuff in that movie. Like there's a great scene when they're trying to catch one of the trolls. If you haven't figured it out, but yet it's not actually a documentary. It's like a found footage, like Cloverfield or Blair Witch. And there's a scene where
How dare you lump those two movies together?
oh, because they're both one of them's good. So they just lead a couple of sheep out onto a bridge and then run down past it and film. It's like Jurassic Park, only trolls, and they're just waiting for the troll to like reach up. Oh, it's great, and some of the CG is actually surprisingly good. There's a shot in that very scene where one of the guys gets picked up and smashed by the troll, and you're like, oh man, like how did they do that? And well, for a fraction of a second, and then you remember that it's the modern day. Anyway, so that was
story, James.
That was Troll Hunter. And then the two legitimate movies that I saw this week. Ryan, you let me Tucker and Dale versus Evil,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is amazing.
It
That
is.
movie is so good.
It's better the second time I watched it, actually, too.
I'm probably gonna end up buying it because it was just great. Alan Tudyk is fantastic in that movie, and the guy from Reaper, whose name I don't remember, whose name is not Alan Tudyk, Tyler Labine, Tyler Labine. Anyway, they're both really great.
Yep.
And that it's just so charming. I'm especially in the year where we went and saw Creature.
Yeah.
To watch this movie making fun of all of those tropes.
What do you think
It's
is the
just-
beginning of the movie?
It is the beginning of Creature. Like, it's the same shot for shot beginning of Creature.
But I love how douchey they made the college people. Where
They're less douchey than they are in Creature. That's the thing. Like, I liked the kids in this movie.
Really? I thought the kids in this movie were terrible.
No,
Except
they're
for-
still
except for the-
terrible.
the-
But do you remember how much I hated the kids in
Yeah.
Creature?
You're part hillbilly.
Yeah. Oh, man. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And then speaking of Creature, I also saw The Help this week. The movie that we didn't go see in favor of seeing Creature, thanks to Ryan. And The Help is delightful. Absolutely wonderful.
Wow.
Emma Stone is great.
Stone's great in everything. I love her.
There's a couple scenes that maybe get a little melodramatic or whatever, It's definitely kind of Oscar baity. But if you sort of try and step back from that aspect of it, it's really good, and definitely worth watching.
Yeah, my wife will get it, and I won't watch it.
No, you should watch it. It's really you will watch it because it's got Emma Stone in it.
That's true.
Did you watch it on
Rattle it.
Netflix?
No, I got it from Redbox. It's not on Netflix yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the last thing was, for 9 months or so, my parents have been watching Alias, a couple episodes a week or so, and we finish it this week, and damn, Jack Bristow is the coolest spy, not the coolest spy I saw this week. He is a cool spy.
Except it makes you sad when you see him in Titanic. You're like,
Well, yeah.
But he had to make money, so it's all right.
Oh, absolutely.
Victor
yeah.
Garber, he's awesome.
Plus, that was before Alias.
The guys who wrote our movie this week were writers on Alias.
They were. A lot of stuff about our movie this week was very much Alias.
It was.
I would even go so far as to say that all of the things that Alias wants to be and aspires to be, and all of those dreams are achieved in the movie we saw tonight.
Awesome. Hey, great segue. So we saw Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol. Should people go see that movie, James?
Oh, absolutely.
Brad?
Definitely.
Twins?
Yes.
Aaron?
I think they should.
Nice. I think it's amazing.
Who sounds excited now?
I think it's the best action movie this year. Yes.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
want to get a little further away from it before I start making hyperbolic statements like that, but
Nah, you don't need
probably the best action movie I've seen in a long time. Period.
Yeah, and I just said the twins because that's how James always refers to you guys.
Yeah,
that's
it's true.
That was a text message I got from him. Hope you guys are okay with that.
Well, because if I said Mick and RJ, you might not have known who I was talking about.
I do know who you're talking about.
Oh, okay. You do know who Nick Unger is.
I do.
Ooh, by the way, if you're listening, not I just mean if anyone's listening, fuck Nick Unger.
Totally. Hey, roll trailer.
Com check. We're live.
Target acquired.
The hell is that? Abort.
Ethan, what happened in the Kremlin?
It was a setup.
The Russians are classifying this as an undeclared act of war. The blame points to you and your team. The president has initiated Ghost Protocol. The entire IMF has been disavowed.
So what happens now?
Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
The secretary is dead. The four of us are all that remains of the IMF. No safe house, no support or extraction. Everyone connected with this man is an asset with valuable information. We come back with our target, or we don't come back.
And how do you propose that we do that?
We take him out.
Yeah, we take her out, but, discreetly.
Discreetly.
operation's over before it even begins.
Would you care to explain yourself, Brandt?
Who are you, really? We all have our secrets. Don't we, Ethan?
Okay, this is a slight wrinkle. We're going to have to go into the server room from the outside.
We?
I'm on the computer.
Awesome, dude. Like, how sweet was this movie? It literally
I don't
was...
think I've been on the edge of my seat and like had my heart pounding in so many of these like thrilling scenes.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times like Ethan Hunt or anybody was doing something where they might die.
Yeah, a real sense of danger out of a movie.
Yeah, and of course I know, well, that they're not going to die because it's Ethan Hunt and he's the main character. But I thought he died. There were times I was like, no, he just fell 100 stories to his death. And then a second later I was like, oh no, good, he made it. No way! Why? How did I ever think he wasn't going to make it? But I did.
I've seen the making of where they have a crane hanging outside the tower, like doing all the safe stuff. And I'm still watching the movie going like, how is this achieved? I know that this is safe. And it still feels like there's imminent danger to this.
Even though I've been trying to not watch trailers that I really liked, I couldn't not watch this trailer as many times as I watched it, 10 or 15 times, just because it was one of my favorite trailers from the year. And still, there were things that I had seen the beats in the trailer. I knew them fairly well, and I was still like, no, he's not going to make that jump. He's not going to make... No. Oh, no, he's dead. He is dead, and then he's alive. It was insane.
Yeah.
And it has to do with something, we haven't said anything about it yet, but this is the first live-action movie that Brad Bird has made. He's known for working with Pixar. He did Ratatouille and The Incredibles. And
numerous Simpsons episodes.
Yeah, and The Iron Giant was his as well. So he's great with story, like having lots of heart in his story. But The Incredibles gets a lot of props for its action, and you see that action here done even better, because in those beats he does like these really quick close-up cuts. You don't even know what you just saw. You know that something got messed up, and then Ethan Hunt has fallen to his doom somewhere. It's like when you're playing Uncharted or any kind of game like that, and he just slightly jumps the wrong way, and he ends up grabbing it. But for that moment, you're like, no, I gotta start over. I'm dead. You're like your balls shrink a little, just for a second. It's insane. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, no, that movie was radical. I mean, I don't know how to describe it because it's seriously. It starts off, he's in, prison, but even the little movements that he does when he jumped to the lower level was freaking cool.
Oh man,
I love when Tom Cruise is cool, you know.
And it's not even that's not even the first scene. The first scene is the one with Josh Holloway, which for one thing,
Sawyer.
So cool to see Sawyer in something again. And that whole scene is really cool. He's actually, which I didn't do this before the podcast. I meant to. He's the guy who jumps off the building and turns around and shoots at the camera and then hits the ground or whatever, which was great. But it's that same thing from Alias that they didn't invent. But there's a late title card in this movie, and the first couple things are just sort of amping up everything that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And doing the globe-trotting stuff, and it's. It is so in the vein of what that show was and what J.J. Abrams was setting up and what Mission Impossible 3 was trying to be.
Yep.
That's why before when we were talking about it being a sequel, I was like, this is tied so closely to what J.J. did that you can still feel it. And of course, it's Michael Giacchino doing the score, which he was. I thank God for Michael Giacchino, because this is what he was made to do. He spent the past 8 years training. Like, Brad Bird came to Michael Giacchino and said, remember what you did on Mission Impossible 3 and what you did on The Incredibles? Have those, make a baby and put that on my movie. And it's great. Like, when the second version now of the Mission Impossible theme from him is even cooler,
Yeah. You know what was cool? If you listen to the music in it, every new country they're in was a Mission Impossible theme.
Oh, yeah.
But to their style of music. It was pretty interesting. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But the whole the Dubai whole scene with the building and the sandstorm was freaking awesome.
It was insane. It was absolutely insane. I mean, we were talking about this in the car. You know, when that sandstorm starts coming in, I was like, okay, now I know there are sandstorms, and this could happen. It's a little convenient. And then, like, when he's chasing down the bad guy and the sandstorm's coming and we see the shadow of the sandstorm, and I'm like, oh man, is the thing gonna be like, oh, the bad guy got away because of a sandstorm? It was just too convenient, but that's not where it goes. The movie has the balls to keep going and being like, no, Ethan Hunt chases this dude through a sandstorm, and it turns into one of the coolest scenes in the movie.
But they also reference, his goggles, and then he remembers that he has the goggles in his pocket.
That was one of the most brilliant plotting moments in the movie, because they called.
I thought they did a good job of you forgetting about the sandstorm. Because, sandstorm, it's far away, don't worry about it. Then that thrilling on the side of the building is, oh my gosh.
Well, it's actually, I hate to bring up that game again, but I have to. It's the same thing they do in Uncharted, where you see it and like, eventually that sandstorm will get here and that'll be cool, but it's pretty far away.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to worry about it yet. And then it just shows up. It's just there, and you're like, oh my god, this is the coolest scene ever.
Brad, what was your favorite scene from the movie?
I'm just sitting here thinking about, like, Mission Impossible 3, one of my bits of praise for that movie, which was 2006, by the way, along with Casino Royale. Good year for stuff.
It was.
Was how creative all the gadgets were and the staging of those uses of the gadgets. And this movie, I think, takes that to even another level. Like, right from the beginning when he deploys that airbag to break his fall, and then that whole scene with the view screen that covers the hallway so they can push it down and
that was sweet.
hide, like that. Like, this whole movie is just insanely creative with, like, these. There's, like, a level of like, there's an iPad with a flashlight on it, like stuff that's not that far fetched, and then also really far fetched. There's two extremes of gadgetry in the movie, and at first, like, it seemed really low tech, and then it got really high tech, and
even the stuff that is far-fetched is only a little, like,
just
the
like
way that
a
it
couple
should
years
be,
off.
the way that it should be in a good James Bond movie, it's just a little outside. You know, it's okay. Well, we have this kind of thing, but what if it could do this? Which is absolutely. It's great.
So the view screen thing, and then the whole Dubai thing, just
and
suspenseful. It doesn't stop at just the glue hands. He uses whatever is in the room to get him back. And then I think there's a scene after. Oh yeah, the whole that chase in the sandstorm. Yeah,
absolutely. And they with the gadgets, one of the things that I thought was great was that the stuff that we kind of understand, or as soon as we feel like we're comfortable with a thing, that's when either it breaks or there's another aspect to it. Like they make a lot of jokes about doing the masks in this movie, because masks are sort of a staple of these movies. And then in this movie, when it comes down to, like, we have to make a mask, they show us all of the, look how cool it would be when
the
they
build
make
up,
this
we're going to
mask.
use it, and
it's
then
going to be so cool. Do you remember Mission Impossible 3? How cool that was, and it breaks, and you're like, now we got to be smart. We got to be spies again.
Mm-hmm.
It was the movie is smart on every single turn.
And then Brant in the air tunnel, when he only gets up so high and he has to thrust himself down, and then it's not enough for Brad Bird just to have him shoot up in the air and then grab and then get out of the hole. He has to make that briefcase come up and shatter and then like splinter and freak you out even more.
The level of detail is exactly what I would expect from a guy who was able to make movies for a while and say, because in a Pixar movie you can plot everything out and come up with all these details, and then you can really sort of craft them and shape them and change them a little and be very particular about the way you want them to happen. There's that kind of detail, that kind of richness in every single scene and every single shot. One of the first times I noticed it was, it's simple, but he steals the paper clip so that he can break out of some handcuffs at the beginning of the movie, and the very next shot, just sort of in the background, you see the nurse whose paperclip he just stole accidentally knock papers on the floor, and that sort of feeds into some other thing. Like, just those little things being in the background makes everything feel very natural and real, and as if it's really part of the world. Which is also the thing, like, all of those tools, all of those little gadgets they use, all feel like they've been set up and really. Like, there's not a cue moment, where they introduce a technology and then are like, well, we'll use this later, because it's obvious. Like when the thing comes up, you're like, oh well, this is when he's gonna use he pulls the tab and then he's in a giant bubble, so he doesn't get crushed by snow. There's none of those. It's just like, oh, he's running, he jumps off the side of the building, he throws the thing at the ground, and what is it? Oh, it's a balloon. Of course it is. That's really cool. And then we keep moving. The technology is just part of the world.
Yeah, and they even have some throwaway parts when Simon Pegg used the other arm. I didn't know what the hell he was doing. I'm like, what the hell does he have the other arm for? And then
a lot of foreshadowing with stuff, and then it doesn't, like a lot of movies, it's lazy. It just pays off like in the next scene. This one, it sets stuff up, and then you see it later.
And I think that comes from his training, his directing at Pixar, where you have kind of... my biggest one is the glove, when Ethan rips off the glove that's not working, and he throws it away, and he's climbing up, and then he gets up, and the glove's sticking to the side of him, and it fails. It's pretty funny. And the humor in it worked really well, where it wasn't just... Simon Pegg saying a quip here and there,
right.
Even though he did.
There's some natural comedy.
There's natural comedy.
And they don't always feel like, oh, that was the funny line thrown in. They feel like, some of them I didn't even laugh at. Like, I knew it was funny, but I was like, no, this is too intense. Like, you got to keep going, I don't have time to laugh. That was good. I'll laugh next time I see it.
Or, how great was when Ethan... dove in through the window that just blew out, and Simon Pegg was just changing the numbers on the doors outside the hotel, and he's talking about how hard it was. It's a great tension reliever. And,
and even like the way that he sets up the tension in some of those scenes. The scene right before that, when he's obviously the scene with the climbing the building is a big deal. That's why we keep bringing back to it. Yeah. But when he gets to the top where he's supposed to be, and is trying to kick in that glass, I was like so on the edge of my seat, so panicked about when he breaks this glass, what's even going to happen? Is he going to fall through? Is he going to die? Is it going to break? And I know, it's going to fall through, and he's going to be fine. He's going to save the day, and nuclear missiles are going to...
And Tom Cruise had some really cool lines in it, where the Dubai scene where he's gets to the end and Jeremy Renner's character, says, "Hey, you didn't make it long enough." Yeah, no shit.
It's great because leading up to that scene, Jeremy Renner just keeps saying lines that are commenting on the obvious.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're not, this is tarred, and we're not going to make it, and there's no way we can fulfill our mission. Yeah, go ahead.
He's sort of unintentionally a commentary on, or maybe intentionally, a commentary on that character in every other spy movie ever. Because we know. We've seen a lot of he's an assistant, he's a secretary guy, but he's actually a kick-ass dude. They did it on Alias 6 times, but that character is just really, really.
Or funny. The best part is at the end where Tom Cruise says "Mission accomplished" and he hits the button and it doesn't work.
Yeah, when he says it with all the weight of I am Bruce Willis at the end of a Die Hard movie.
Exactly.
You're in a movie, and I'm saying the cool line, and then it doesn't work, and then he gets made fun of for saying it later.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's so pointed. It's man, it's probably the most fun that I had in a theater this.
And one of the best directorial debuts, I think, by someone using a live action movie. I know he's been around for a while, but it's still pretty impressive.
Oh yeah, because you couldn't say for sure that it wasn't going to fall apart. There are things about shooting live action. There are a lot of things about shooting live action that is drastically different.
Well, I think the hardest one is dealing with actors. When you're a director of a cartoon, you say, "Fix that, you dumb computer programmer," and they have to do it. But when you're dealing with someone like Tom Cruise who has an ego and
Tom Cruise doesn't. Why would Tom?
But I love Tom Cruise. I think he makes really cool movies.
No, I do too. I just wouldn't want to hang out with him.
I do.
I would.
He lives in Colorado.
Since when?
Forever. I think he lives in Vail.
No. With his wife. That's not really Colorado. Forever. That's like wintertime Hollywood.
He bought because it was a chic thing to do in the 80s. If you're a big Hollywood star, you'd buy a property up in Vail
or Aspen.
Jinx, you owe me that Coke I already drank.
You're welcome.
Okay. No. Tom Cruise is great. We were talking in the car about, he runs a lot in this movie.
He does.
And he runs a lot in every movie. But this is the movie where I realized that the reason he runs a lot is because he's damn good at it. Well, when he runs, I'm pumped. I'm tense. I'm like, he is running like he really needs to get there.
They really did that, too, in this movie. I thought was interesting where you don't really see in other movies where, you know, the bad guy's running away and you see the determination on Ethan Hunt's face, but he's not catching him.
Yeah.
You know, he's sprinting, but he's like, I got to sprint harder,
Yeah.
but he's still not catching him, and then the sandstorm comes.
It's almost like the Terminator. It's like got that intense determination, like,
Yeah.
and he can't be stopped. That's how much chasing he does. And then also, like, the force of his punches in that prison scene. It's like he had metal fists.
Yeah.
Like some of those punches.
There
He
was
has a metal face. Do you see him hit that car?
Yeah. Well, like I said, IMF agents get a skin tight suit of like thin armor.
Yeah.
That protects them.
I-
Wear all the time.
I kind of wonder that if maybe it's just the IMAX that like things were so loud that every time somebody got punched,
That's
every
what I'm
time somebody got
wondering.
hit by a car, it like hit my chest, you know? Like I really, and if that's true, people should see this in IMAX.
Oh, I think they should see an IMAX anyways.
I was just gonna say, I think
Yeah.
you should too, because
Except it's really expensive.
well, yeah, but like you know, when they go from a regular CinemaScope shot to the IMAX shots, it's effective.
Oh,
and
the
timed
Dubai
well, and-
scene.
Oh yeah, as soon as they went to Dubai and you're doing those shots of all the dunes and everything, it was cool.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was crazy cool.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing this movie in like a regular, like non-IMAX setting to see if it has that
Yeah.
same tension that I felt throughout this movie.
Yeah,
Because
I don't know. It
I haven't felt that much tension in a movie in a long
always
time.
said,
For like 60 minutes straight.
between the two sort of, you know, croc trying to steal your money kind of things, I would rather see a movie in IMAX than 3D any day.
Oh, yeah,
because
for
I think
sure.
I think that IMAX actually does add something to it, even if it's just in the sound.
And this wasn't even a full IMAX theater. Like it was
No, it was a conversion, and it was
yeah.
more of a conversion than the one like at my AMC, because this one was at least taller, so you got that IMAX aspect ratio from time to time.
But we
the
were
sound
told
is
how great the IMAX was.
There's a whole IMAX
Oh.
intro.
Yeah.
The IMAX intro is so.
Well, they did
This is gonna be an IMAX movie. Get your sensors ready, because this is gonna be an IMAX movie. It's gonna be real big.
There's
It's gonna
gonna-
be loud. Oh my God,
lasers.
You're sitting in a darkened. No, the part before that.
Oh, yeah.
You're sitting in a dark theater.
Yeah.
And a man is explaining the technology. Well, not even the technology.
Welcome to our movie theater. This
Yeah.
is the
It
screen,
was
and
weird
here's the
'cause-
projector.
Because I felt like there should be something on the screen while you're telling me about how great the screen is. You should show me something.
Well, they did, because they did the one, and then they did the Dark Knight Rises trailer, and then they did another one.
Oh,
It was
we
like,
didn't talk about the Dark Knight trailer yet.
Lasers optimized.
Yeah, that's true.
Projector ready to go.
Oh man.
But yeah, the Dark Knight Rises trailer is
I've always
interesting.
dreamed of living inside the movie Tron.
Boom.
Oh man. Yeah, we got to see the Dark Knight trailer. Well, we should.
Not the 8 minutes, just the teaser trailer.
Yeah, which like I said, I kind of didn't want to see the 8 minutes.
But it was interesting what me and Brad were talking about is the scope of the new Batman movie, because the Batman Beyond Begins and the Dark Knight are so, you know, contained, I guess.
Yeah.
But this one has huge scope to it.
Where's Gotham City?
There's
Like
a
I don't
lot of-
recognize it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, and I thought the most interesting tidbit was that Catwoman is not an anti-hero at all. She's trying to fuck over Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
she told him that she was going to. It was
yeah, that's the
pretty
thing. We do
interesting.
kind of get an idea of what the plot is, as far as like, you know, why some of the things are. You know, it certainly seems like there's a lot of, well, I shouldn't go as far as to say there's a lot of Occupy Wall Street in this movie, but there's a lot of Occupy Wall Street in this movie, as far as like, you know, talking about how well.
Then Jonathan Nolan is a psychic because he wrote it way before.
No, I know. But as far as like people being mad at people like Bruce Wayne, and trying, you know,
And they're really selling it that it's the last one, big time.
oh yeah, how many times did it say the end of the legend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Twice back to back within 5 seconds.
We should also talk about the Underworld trailer.
Criswell predicts,
No.
but they no, hold on. I want to say one more thing about Batman. They're gonna break his back.
Oh,
It's gonna happen. I
Oh,
just
like talk
that-
about Alfred protecting him. Yeah.
yeah.
I think the only thing
yeah, no, there's no question. Like that's gotta. It's gonna end. Somehow he kills Bane, but his back is broken. I don't. That's it.
And there was like, even though they had that stadium grass fall out from under shot, like I didn't feel like there was any iconic shot in that whole trailer that like defines
Yeah.
Batman.
'Cause
I think
that
what's
shot wasn't
missing
even
is
very good.
Bane pumping up.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm
if
hoping.
that happens.
If it happens.
I don't think that Bane is going to.
I don't think he'll be roided out.
Inflate like a balloon. You know, like. I have a feeling that, you know, he's just going to be really pumped up and like, oh, he's super strong because of the stuff that's in his mask. You know,
I did see the Batwing too, though.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
saw the
cool.
Batwing.
Yeah.
That was cool. I thought they were going to keep that secret because unfortunately I saw a picture of it early.
Oh, really? I didn't even know.
Yeah, that was cool.
But with the Dent CGI, like I didn't expect that out of the Dark Knight, so
That's true.
I think they might go that route with Bane, and obviously
That'd
it
be
worked well
ballsy.
for Dent, so I think they might be able to pull it off with Bane. We'll see.
If like at the end Bane goes full CG and then
Full right
breaks
out,
Batman in
Well, I
half.
did read an interesting interview with Christopher Nolan, and even before just before they started filming Inception, they decided that Bane was going to be the bad guy. And then his brother went off and kind of wrote a treatment while they were working on Inception, and they kind of hashed out the story, and then they finished it. And it was kind of interesting. Do you know you can see Kate Beckinsale in 3D? Did you see that in the trailer for Underworld?
Yes.
They didn't say Underworld Awakening in 3D. It said Kate Beckinsale in 3D.
And there were a whole lot of clips from the scene where she'll be naked but covered up at the same time.
Yeah, so it's a bummer.
Yeah. I'll totally see that movie.
No, I'll see the movie.
I really liked the first Underworld movie. I did.
Me too. I think it's awesome.
The second one, not so much.
Third one's not bad.
The second, I never saw the third one. Because to me, the third one isn't really.
Yeah, the third one's
the third
a prequel.
one's different.
It takes place. It's interesting, but I'll see it because what else is coming out January 20th?
This is true. Yeah.
Great, I'll have to see it.
Yep. That's right. Now we're going.
Not in 3D.
It's the first movie.
Oh, we're not going to see it in 3D.
No,
Fuck
All
no.
right, cool.
It'll be the first shitty movie of 2012 that we'll drag you to.
Yeah, hopefully you'll be as a big as bitch as you were for Immortals.
Seriously.
But I was right, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were half right.
Yeah.
Aw.
I just remember how pissed you were. It's funny.
Yeah.
I know. I let everyone know, including the
what,
ticket
What was our
selling
option?
people.
What else could we have seen? Oh, J. Edgar.
J. Edgar.
Snooze fest.
Did you see it?
No. I'm just gonna judge it without having seen it. You know,
Totally.
the way that
Morgan
Brad.
Webster.
That's
So-
responsible.
Yeah.
Anyways, you can like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. You can email us, realnerds@gmail.com. You can also follow us on our blog on Tumblr, realnerds.tumblr.com.
And our end of the year stuff is coming up soon.
End of the year stuff is
So,
coming up in 2 weeks.
A few weeks away.
Maybe 3. I'm
Maybe
thinking-
3.
Yeah, we might push it back a week. Maybe.
Okay.
Just,
Why?
well, because there's a lot of movies to see.
There is, but actually I was going to say we're probably going to have to see some of these movies and converge.
I was thinking for next weekend is the 23rd. We should probably do a double feature
Which ones?
as like a present for the season.
Okay.
I don't
Which
know.
ones?
Well, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo comes out, and
I wanted to
Warhorse?
see The Artist and Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Okay.
I think that's that weekend. But we can double it up with Sherlock Holmes or Young Adult or
I'd love to see
Tintin.
I'd love to see Young Adult. I definitely need to see Tintin.
Warhorse.
And we got to see Warhorse, and we got to see Dragon Tattoo. I think the 4 of those are musts. But we don't necessarily have to see those for the podcast and do full reviews.
Right, we'll pick
if we
2
see
or
them
something.
separately. Yeah.
Yeah, of course I'll have to check with my wife to see what she wants to see, and then.
Yeah. And the truth
She
is,
didn't want to see this movie.
Insane.
She should have. It's
Insane.
awesome.
She missed one of the best movies of the year. Spoilers for the end of the year podcast.
Anyways.
Oh, and still, if you email us and you leave us your name, and you're anywhere in your town, I will pay for you to go see a movie with Brad. Maybe Shame.
Shame.
I'm not going to pay for Brad's ticket to go see Shame, but I'll pay for yours.
You and Michael Fassbender's cock.
And you know what? Sierra will probably go with you.
Yeah,
So if
Sierra.
you want to look at it that way.
Anyways, bye.
Bye.